from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We start tonight with new information on what some are calling a hate crime at a UND fraternity. Lambda Chi Alpha was just placed on limited operations until an investigation can be completed. That's a temporary cease and desist and restricts the fraternity from all formal activities.
Now, the national headquarters released a statement saying they take the allegations at the UND chapter seriously and that they're working with law enforcement in this investigation. The statement also says they have a zero-tolerance policy in regards to discrimination. It started at a party at the fraternity on Saturday night. The victim doesn't go to UND and was there alone after his friends had left for the night. Family members of the victim say people at the frat party didn't like how he was dressed, harassed him for being gay, stripped his clothes off, and beat him up. The victim says some nearby Good Samaritans brought him clothes so he could be able to talk with police officers in the area. President Robert Kelly says he's troubled by the alleged assaults. In a statement, Kelly said violence will not be tolerated, and if a student or student organization is found to have been involved here, disciplinary action will be taken.
They wear the badge and protect us, but who's protecting them? 24 police officers gunned down this year nationwide. 5 in the last 2 weeks. In Fargo, officers trained to always know what's going on around them, but they say it's impossible to always be on high alert, especially when they're off duty.
Are police being targeted nowadays?
You know, it's hard to say. It seems like society as a whole at times has kind of shifted, and I think we're in one of those shifts now where we're seeing more violence against innocent people.
Lieutenant Mitchell adds that the Fargo Police Department is trying to become more visible and better connect on a one-to-one person level with the public.
Plenty of heat out there today, plenty of it. It's the kind of weather that Hutch loves for backyard barbecues. And what a way to end our last barbecue of the season. Let's find out where he's at. Hutch?
I'm 18, remember?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm a little emotional. It's the last Cashwise backyard barbecue of the entire season, and it's tough, but we're here having a lot of fun. Tamara Northern, tell us where you signed up to win.
Cashwise Moorhead.
Very good. Now, who are all these beautiful kids and people here?
These are our kids, my husband, baby mama.
Very good. All right. Kids, now you guys start school. Where do you go to school?
Chicago.
In Chicago? All right. And do you have something you want to say?
We love our father.
You love your father. All right. That's good. Well, you know, we got a happy, loving family here. We're having a good time. The steaks were fantastic. And well, I got to tell you, weather-wise, it looks good. If you're going to have a backyard barbecue with your family, here's what you can expect. Temperatures this evening are right around 90 degrees. We have crystal clear skies for most places. As we look through the evening, we'll see these near 90-degree readings in Grand Forks and Fargo drop into the mid-80s. So it'll be warm, but we have a pretty brisk south wind at around 15 to 25 miles per hour. That really is helping, although your steak might end up in the neighbor's yard. Here is a look at your planner. Temperatures staying in the 80s through sunset, upper 70s all evening, with that breeze decreasing overnight. Does look like the heat sticks around for a little while. We'll talk more about that. We'll have an outlook for the holiday weekend forecast ahead. There's a few hitches in the old giddy up for that, but other than that, well, we'll tell you all about that in a few minutes. But right now we're having a good old time. How are the steaks? Great. All right, that's unanimous. So we love our daddy. And we're having fun with the steaks, and you guys take it away. We'll be back in a minute.
Hutch, sounds like a great time. Thank you.
The medical marijuana dispensary in Moorhead won't be opening until spring. Minnesota Medical Solutions is operating the patient center, but is holding off opening the Moorhead store and one in a Twin Cities suburb. The Moorhead location had been scheduled to open August 1st. The company's CEO says there simply isn't the patient base or demand for the drug right now. He calls the number of patients signing up for medical marijuana modest. So far, there are 3 centers up and running in Minnesota. 8 are planned to open statewide.
North Dakota U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp says she has not yet decided how she's going to vote on the Iran nuclear deal. But when the votes are counted, it may not make any difference. The president now has enough votes to back up his veto of any bill that would derail it. Heitkamp says she's spent more time studying this issue, but still has questions that aren't yet answered. She says there's something very important in the agreement that's gotten lost.
The one thing I do want people to know is that in no way, in the event that we believe that they are moving towards getting a bomb, have we taken any action of the American government off the table, even if we sign this agreement.
The House and Senate are expected to take up the issue when they return to Washington next week.
A New York senator is concerned about what ends up on your kid's lunch table.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand says that time is running out on important legislation that would keep nutrition up to par. Our Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer was in upstate New York and has much more on this story.
It was a collaboration of food and nutrition advocates from across upstate New York, passionate about bringing nutritious foods to not only New York State, but to schools across America.
Challenges, we're losing participation. It's getting more difficult to achieve a break even.
New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand was busy taking notes. Notes she'll take back to Congress as the vote on the Child Nutrition Reauthorization Act draws closer.
We have to do more for our communities and our kids to make sure they get nutritional foods and to make sure that our schools can actually accommodate the standards and have the resources they need to deliver healthy meals for our kids that they'll actually eat.
Senator Gillibrand wants to keep things such as the fruit and vegetable requirement in the bill, ensuring that kids have at least a half a cup of each per day. She also wants to expand access to people in rural communities, something the Food Bank of the Southern Tier firmly believes in.
With the rural nature of our service area, it can be challenging for families and for children to reach a central location. Sometimes there are no locations.
The group also touched on nutrition education and the involvement of parents, making sure their kids get the right foods on their plate. As a mother, Gillibrand echoed these concerns and will take them back when she returns to Washington.
I think it's a tough challenge, but I think the schools here and the providers are really up to it.
In Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer, Valley News Live.
Again, the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act is set to expire at the end of this month. Congress will be debating the child nutrition standards and school meals as soon as next week when they return from recess.
A twist on the controversial flood diversion project aimed at speeding it along while taking fewer dollars out of your pocket. The Diversion Authority is asking the Corps of Engineers to back its proposed public-private partnership. The Corps' commanding general, Thomas Bostock, came to Fargo today to learn about the details from the authority and members of the Minnesota and North Dakota congressional delegations. The partnership would essentially put a private company in charge of the project from the design stage to maintaining it when it's done. And General Bostock says he likes the idea. The Corps has never taken on a public-private partnership like this, but the general says top officials in Washington, D.C. are pushing the concept.
It appears the State Board of Higher Ed has UND President Robert Kelly's back regarding his decision to leave North Dakota off the potential nickname list. The final list of nicknames up for an online vote are Fighting Hawks, Nodaks, North Stars, Rough Riders, and Sundogs. This week, UND Senate, the Student Senate, voted to approve a statement that asked President Kelly to restore North Dakota to the nickname list. However, we've learned that President Kelly was well aware that statement from the Student Senate was on the way before he sided with the nickname committee's decision to leave North Dakota off the list. And it appears to be a decision that's backed by the Higher Ed Board, whose chairman says they don't plan to get involved in this process.
I don't think the board should at this point. If the time comes that we need to redress it or readdress it, yeah. But right now, I say no. There's a process in place. UND is responsible for their nickname.
President Kelly is expected to release more details soon regarding that online vote on the nickname, and that list is coming out next month. Now remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and stay informed the entire day.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, are you prepared to get your garden ready for the upcoming fall season? If so, we have some tips for you.
But stick around. Coming up next, we'll tell you whether your forecast for the holiday weekend is going to be a smooth ride. Does this have brakes? Backwards. Oh.